You got another promoter in here. He was here last week, Saint. I think he made another video on you taking stuff from last week. So he's probably going to make some stuff from this week.
When I used to go to Vegas to the pool parties, all I had to do was show my room key. And a girl would literally come up to me and would go upstairs and we would. That's the beauty of social media.
Yeah.
I could pretend to be somebody I'm not. At the end of the day, it is all Devin.
Did you take Brave Juice this morning? You're feeling brave, huh? You feeling lucky?
Bubba, are you two? All three. Because you seem like the terrible two. Back in the day, if you tell me, F you, I would break your fucking head. I would split it open. I would shatter your fucking brains. That's how it was. It wasn't any different than that. And now what's left is some comments of loser men, low life, degenerate men who are saying she was 15. Go f your mother. And then come back and tell me she was 15.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Well, guys, it looks like we are back once again with good old Bend Over Azoulay, aka the queen of the alpha male universe. And man, do I just have a really special one for you guys today. Because as we saw in my last video on this straight up goober, he decided that he was going to start his Twitch streaming career with his little sugar daddy Devin, basically sitting behind the camera and asking him a bunch of different questions, and trying to lead the conversation to make Azoulay look somewhat intelligent. And in our last video, we went ahead and watched his first ever stream, which was surprisingly pretty tame and didn't get too ridiculous, unlike the stream that we are about to cover right now, where the motherfucker was just going wild. So we're just gonna jump straight on into this circus of a live stream, which of course started with some pure stupidity just right from the very beginning, where this clown still hasn't figured out what the definition of nice actually is, and just keeps making up his own as he goes along.
First question coming in is, are you a nice guy?
Not if you were talking about the real meaning of nice guy. Nice, remember, it doesn't mean that you're nice. It means that you're stupid. So most people are fucking idiots and they're nice guys.
So as you can clearly tell, we came out on some pure and utter bullshit just right out of the gate, and it led to some of the most goofy moments that I've seen in a minute. Cause you already know that if he's already lying about dumb shit like the word nice, then he of course was gonna continue to lie and continue to say some goofy ass things. And throughout the stream, there were a lot of funny moments like this one right here, where both King Azoulay and his camera boy were too stupid to figure out that they were getting trolled, and in reality, the guy was just saying that King Azoulay wants to bend over Ali, but somehow they just didn't figure that out.
So you got some instigators in the chat. You always gotta have instigators in the chat.
Of
So
course.
here's somebody who said he's gonna bend him over.
He's gonna bend who over?
Okay, he said you going to bend him over. So a little bit of mistype, perhaps. A little confusing.
Okay, what's up with bend over?
And then, when I guess he did figure it out, this of course led to him also talking about how bad he's just gonna end up fucking up Ali. And it was just him trying to continue to look like this total badass that is apparently gonna make him leave on crutches or in a stretcher or anything besides just walking out. And naturally, since it is the wannabe king here, and this guy thinks that he is just living out a movie, he had to add in plenty of dramatic pausing. And he did it so much that I had to cut some of it out, or this video would be way too long.
We'll see who's a tough guy. We're gonna see. Time will come and time will show. I guarantee you it doesn't matter who's gonna be on your side. You're not getting out of that ring walking. Guarantee you. I don't care how much you believe you can beat me. Ali, you're not walking out of that ring. You're gonna be taken out, probably worse than you've ever been hit before. You're about to get hit. You're living in crutches. You're living on a stretcher. You're not walking out. And I'm going to make sure of that.
And even though these moments were just downright hilarious because nobody is buying this shit whatsoever, they don't even come close to comparing to the other ways that he was trying to act like a badass, which involved telling different stories along with trying to call out different content creators that would dare say anything about the queen here. And the next story that we ended up hearing was this one right here, and it had to be some of the biggest bullshit that I think we have seen out of this downright clown. And that is really saying something when you consider that I have made 2 compilations of pure stupidity that has come from his mouth. And this story, of course, had the natural warning sign that what you're about to hear is going to be really stupid, because it happened when he was apparently 13, which, as we all know by now, was just a magical age for good old Ben here.
And I kind of miss being poor, because when I was poor, I wouldn't pick her up with a Rolls Royce. I would tell her that my car was impounded when I was like 13 years old. Like, well, you know, my license got suspended and my car got impounded, and they would come pick me up from my house, from my parents' house. And when I bring them up into my house in the middle of the night, and the girl is like 28, 29 years old, and she's coming to see me, and I'm like 13, 14. I'm like, shh, my roommates are sleeping. Please don't make noise. And that was my parents in the other bedroom. But because I was big, because I worked out, because my mind thought like a mature man, it was so funny because these girls would believe that I'm like 25, 26 years old and I was 13. That's also when I met Devin, by the way. I met him when I was like 12 or 13. And we did capoeira together. You know, if you guys know capoeira.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
So first off, this goober actually thinks that we are going to believe him when he says that he was 13 picking up 25 to 28-year-old women, and that he was taking them back to his house and telling them that his parents were his roommates and not to wake them. He is actually not even trying at this point to make this somewhat believable. Dog, at 13, you not only probably had a baby face, but you barely had any hair on your nuts. There is no way you are out here taking grown-ass 25-year-old women back to your home and convincing them that you were 25 as well. Like, you gotta be shitting me. The only people believing this at this point is your little childhood friend there that is constantly glazing you behind the camera and that worships the ground you walk on. Like, I don't even know how you were real at this point. This is actually insane. And after having the audacity to make up some pure and complete bullshit like this right here, he then had the balls to go ahead and respond to people, with the first one being KB Ginger, which is someone who is always making fun of the stupid shit he says, like what you just heard. And the only way that the queen responded to him was by basically just calling him ugly and sitting there mad.
What do you think of KB the Ginger?
He's a cute kid. Look, I mean, he does what his thing. He does his thing, and he's funny. He's nice, but at the same time, I mean, what does he do? Like, what does he even get out of it? I don't know, except promoting me and becoming more famous because he posts me everywhere. You know, he gets a bunch of views because he posts me. He's not good looking, that's for sure, and he knows that. So that's why his whole thing is about comedy, because just looking at him makes you laugh.
And of course, he had to go his normal route, which was saying that KB Ginger was just a promoter, which I don't even know how he can say when the only thing he's being promoted as is a fucking sex offender, but apparently he's just proud of that shit. And this wasn't the only response that he had, because Bubba also dropped by in the stream, and his sugar daddy Devin noticed this and ended up bringing it up to Ben. And naturally, it immediately caught good old Ben's attention, where I can't tell if Bendover here was happy or not to see him, but it seemed like he tried to hit on him a little bit, and Bubba better watch out, because he might give him that treatment that he gave the 30 men, and he might try to beat him off.
So one of your super fans joined. He goes by the name of Bubba. So he's
Is it that Bubba, or
it's that Bubba.
is it the Bubba that makes
Bubba
makes-
Yaga. Or whatever.
Bubba Yaga? Is that the Bubba that makes fun of me on social media?
That is the Bubba.
Okay. What's up, sweet pants?
So you have a back and forth between him and his people and your people, and they're going back and forth. Way too many comments for me to read it all out because
Okay.
they're typing faster than I can even fucking speak. But
Bubba,
it's
first
funny.
of all, I'm glad to have you on here. You know what? You are a super fan. I saw you made another video of me saying that Devin is the reason I have money, and it's a joke. But it's cool. It brings you views, and I appreciate you being my promoter. So I hope you take some of these clips here, send them out. I know behind the screen you're a nice guy. I've got to understand that you are a nice guy. If you know what I mean.
And yeah, I actually thought that he was going to take it decently well at first, and he even said that he was happy to see Bubba there, but that ended up changing really quickly when he remembered the fact that Bubba dubbed him as Devin's bitch, since Devin is his little sugar daddy. And he basically lived rent-free in Azoulay's mind for the rest of the stream, and he brought him up on a couple of different occasions trying to rage bait Bubba.
Bubba, are you two? Oh, three. Because you seem like the terrible two.
And it got so bad that he even basically threatened to kill the man.
Bubba making videos about me and lying out of his ass just to get views. Somebody like that 10 years ago would have been killed. But today, he feels like he could do anything from his computer because there is no consequences.
So obviously, he was sitting there absolutely pissed off, to the point that I think he wants to kill Bubba. And he stated that Bubba was apparently just making up things and lying, which I haven't seen occur one time. And anytime Bubba has done any type of speculation, he has even stated that it was speculation. But a lot of the time, he was just using the evidence that John Bravo brought forward. So the Queen here is just full of shit, and he's obviously just more butthurt than he was when he took on those 30 different men, and is just saying whatever. And what makes this especially funny is that Bubba hit him with a question, where he basically implied that he was Devin's bitch again, and you could see the anger just building on the Queen's face.
Okay, so actually there is a question. How does it feel to be Devin's lame?
Devin's lame.
Oh, you haven't even seen the video. I just told you about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? It's great. Devin has been an incredible investor. You know, thanks to Devin here, we have been able to buy just, how many? I think we bought like 14 buildings just in the past 24 months. I mean, thanks to him, we own half of downtown LA. Because if it wasn't for Devin, Mr. Nima right here, we wouldn't be able to even buy this microphone. Aye. That's because I look like a gangster. I don't look like a guy that makes money. I look like a guy that takes money. I take people's money. You know how much money people are offering me on social media? And I tell them no. No, I don't need your money. I don't want your money.
And you know, Ben, that seems like a pretty easy claim to go ahead and prove. All you've got to do is show all of the different offers that you're getting from all of these different people. Now, I highly doubt you'll do that, since you are just full of shit 99% of the time. But this isn't where the entire Bubba situation ended, because during it, he also decided to tell another little story, just to make himself look like this badass who would fuck someone up, and to show that everyone else are just pussies nowadays. And it is just so damn goofy.
Guy looks at me and goes, "What?" So I got a little bit closer. I said, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And he starts laughing. And I said, "Man, just stop staring at me." He came to walk away. And he looks at me and goes, "What'd you say?" I'm like,
Did you take brave juice this morning? You feeling brave, huh? You feeling lucky?
and then I stepped up to him and I said, "What? You ready for this?" And he looks at me and he like backs away, but he kind of squares up. And then I said, "Exactly." Because he kind of squared up, but he kind of moved away from, the situation. And as I'm turning to walk away from him, he goes, "What? What's up?" So I squared back up and I went up to him and I went to knock him out. And the guy literally, you guys know the term, fight or flight. He fucking flew faster than I could see. He flew straight to the front of the front desk at the gym, and told the guy in the front desk to call the cops because I'm going to hurt him. And as he was running, he was also screaming.
And there is just absolutely no way that any of that shit happened. Not only did this guy apparently physically run away faster than he could see, but he did so screaming as well, all because Ben squared up. The only thing believable out of this entire thing was that corny ass line where he was talking about you took Brave Juice today. That is the only thing that I could see this downright lame saying. Like as I said earlier, the man is just not even trying to make it sound real anymore. And that's kind of where his time with the Bubba subject ended. And he responded to other people like Wes and John Bravo, which I'll have to discuss in another video because it's just a whole nother animal. And along with those subjects, he of course talked about the court documents, where he tried to play the victim again like usual, and his little victim rant ended up leading him to basically telling everybody to go fuck their mother.
And when some of the slaves and the gladiators would be on the ground almost dying, and they would tell him, cut off his head, cut off his head, cut off his head. And they would chop off their heads. That's exactly what I felt for 3 months straight when something like that came out. When that bullshit came out, shit I had to deal with when I was 18 years old because of a girl that had to fucking lie to her parents and put me through that hell, and now I have to face that hell again. That's how I felt. I felt like the whole internet lynched me. And you know what's worse? That the wise nuts that were supposed to be cool with me, they posted the video with me and Ollie, and before that, they put a description saying that we didn't know King Azoulay sexually assaulted a woman. And that upset me a lot. That was absolutely disgusting. All of that just to save their asses. Like it was a big deal. And now what's left is some comments of loser men, low life, degenerate men who are saying she was 15. Go f your mother. And then come back and tell me she was 15.
And yeah, this seems like the perfect place to end it. And as I said, there are other topics that he discussed that we're going to have to talk about in the future, but I just could not make them fit in this video since it was already getting long. So we're going to be coming back for a second round of gadooshing soon. But if you enjoyed, please drop the sub and the like, and join the Saints Mafia, where we are flaming all of these cornballs constantly. And I'm out. Watching King Azoulay fail at streaming just like he did YouTube. And peace.
So I've left that up on screen just to remind Bubba and all of his people that there are promoters.
Yeah, definitely. They are promoters. They don't even know that. They promote me the best.
You got another promoter in here. He was here last week, Saint. I think he made another video on you taking stuff from last week. So he's probably going to make some stuff from this week. So
yeah.
maybe give
Please
him a
do.
shout out, you know.